so it's the background of the Bible. The biblical today is more history and the background and the Bible culture by the modern life. It will be the combination. So you can try to more apply our lifespan in the God world. So we using the Bible, the Leviticus. Week 1. The Leviticus for modern integrative medicine. I want to try to more modern integrative medicine because the ladies maybe a lot of the rule, isolated rule, so very strict. So modern Christian people, they want to either to skip or to avoid this Bible story because we have to strict the rule. So some people want to more easy work and want to more apply our cultures. So I want this story to not focus the Bible story, the lesson or tweak the Bible story. I want to try more application in our society and the modern life. Okay. So why Leviticus for modern integrative medicine? And the second, why the study Leviticus for today? The purpose and then structure of Leviticus, and then duration and then declaration. So you can see the syllabus. We have the syllabus. There's 4 pages. So 3 pages you can see that. The why Leviticus for modern integrative medicine. The Leviticus often avoid because it's a scientific literals and pretty catalog, the priestly rule and the festival calendar can be distant from the modern life. So as the book asks question that remains surprisingly current, what does it mean to live in the presence of a holy God? The how should worship, the shape, the characters, the what responsible to leaders carry, how the personal choice after the families and your community. The discourse this semester approach the question through the lens of a whole person values. The goal is not to make Leviticus say one modern medicine say. The goal is to allow the historical vision of holiness, the stewardship or justice, last or reconciliation, and the community responsibility into careful conversation in the more contemporary the concerns about health and the human flourishing. Okay, so we start today with the Leviticus for modern integrative medicine. The page 4, course framework and the learning outcome. So we have this. We can see the syllabus. So today is very useful the story. So we did save time. So if you have a chance, you have break time or home, you can see the syllabus. Okay. Okay, start. Why the studies Leviticus for today? The modern people want a more cozy or comfort and the Bible study and then church life. So but this Leviticus is very strict. It's isolated rule. So it's not easy. Because sometimes the people skip the Bible. But it's my opinion. I have the experience. The Leviticus, because I want to more back my book. So I'm almost maybe 20 times I read the Leviticus, but it's not easy. But finally, I found out this Bible story, the focus is not part of the extended theoretical the story. We have to apply the modern life. So I'm more easy things. Okay, I want to try to the students more allow them more the vision in the lens with the Bible lens and the modern life or Christian view and the God view with the combination integrated vision. So I want to try back to this book this semester. Okay, so we see the 4 kind of the key point and then the story. you can figure out what's going on in the Leviticus and then modern life, the integrative, the issue. Okay. Why study Leviticus today is best understood within the large Bible story, rather than an isolated rule. Exodus leaders encounter the Leviticus part of Israel complete story after Exodus and then continuation of tabernacle. In the Leviticus word stories expressed the country practice, so the leaders repeatedly move from what Israel believe about God, the how Israel is expected to worship and relate to work, the last, and the care for the community life. But you have to think about first. The Israel now, modern life is not similar, very different. Because we have a stable building and we have a church inside the stable and we got the boundary areas. But Israel, the backgrounds maybe it's danger life because they allow the daily work, they move the tent life, the church life, right? So, like Leviticus, they have ISO rules very strict. They do not eat this kind of food, this kind of animal. Why? Because they don't have the medicine. So, if some eat something wrong, and the harmful is the body, we have the diarrhea or stomach flu, we will die. So we have to move, neither discharge or the movement follower, then move to other temporal towns. So they want to try more to discover this rule, right? So we have to think about. But we learn to Bible story, the Leviticus. We have to more learn the extent of historical the story with the application in my life. Okay. In Leviticus, theory expressed thought concrete practice. So the leaders repeatedly move from what Israel believe about God, how the Israel expect to worship, and then relate the work, the last, and care for the community life. So applies our culture, our life. We have Sunday, we have to go to church, right? So we have to count time, quiet time every morning, and then we have Bible study, the worship, and we have volunteers, and the community work, and the more national wide, and the university, right? So this is the point. How Israel is expected to worship and then relate to work, less and care, community life. The central principle on this page is holiness of conscience, the whole pattern of life, not merely religious or ceremony. This principle does not depend on cunning and action practice or modern clinical protocol. The instead invite careful interpretation. The first identity is original conventional setting, the clarify the theoretical purpose, and only that he asks what helpful contemporary application might or look like. The contemporary whole person, well, is because our bodies is not divided, it's not over. So the God created the whole body, right? The spiritual, emotion, and physical, and inner, everything, right? So interpretive lens is especially useful when studying why the study Leviticus today, because how belief, behavior, the community, and responsibility interest all together we make the whole person values. So modern students can use the Leviticus explore how the belief, the behavior, community, and the responsibility interact, and the value is approach the keep the spiritual the formation in format, and then also we have to connect either embodied life and the health and the emotional and the spiritual life. And the health is not reduced to biology alone. The spiritual is not reduced to private belief alone. And the both consider relation to habit, relationship or responsibility or community and the purpose. So each part they make a combine, the integrative. Okay? So we not live alone. We have to more connect the bridges or the people and the community. So we have the more the view, the Leviticus, the what kind of story we see more. Okay, and interpretive lens, we have the four kind of lens. The interpretive lens, and then practical lens, and then responsible readings lens or intuitive lens. So we have the more interpretive lens, especially useful when studying why the study the Leviticus today. Do you know Leviticus? You have a Bible, right? You have a Bible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what is the story? Leviticus. You like this section or
Yeah.
you skip all the time?
That's fine.
So what's it say? The Leviticus. What's the key point?
The Levites.
Okay. Hello.
Good morning.
Okay. Morning. So we see the background of our Bible. So this semester, today we study to Leviticus, the modern life. We have Bible, right? So how's this section Bible? Leviticus. This section. What kind of your section you like? John or
Book in the Bible?
yes?
Of course, Genesis. That's the creation.
Oh, the best one, Genesis.
Yeah.
How about Leviticus? It's not easy. The hard, right?
Of course, I like all, but of course, Genesis is my favorite.
Yeah. Well, today we mention out this kind of the section.
Levites, diba?
Yeah, we have to apply to modern life, the Christian life. So the most people they want to skip because of too bored, right? And then too much the isolated rule. It's not easy. Do not eat something, blah, 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 and then do not do anything. So too much the rule. So most of the Christian people avoid. But I have experienced more the training time that we reading in this kind of section, and then I prepared for the textbook. So I found out this Bible story apply the modern life. Maybe we make keep your spiritual life, and then we have the guideline over the God. So today we learn. Okay, so what to say? The Bible, the story. The question slow down interpretation, make room for balance. They also have discourage or endurance the morals or spiritual principle from practice that begins especially Israel literatures, the social, the historical settings. The guidelines great studies to be able to explain for community and then this community. We have the practical lens, seconds, as to how the principle can be embodied without overstating the past. In the personal formation, the answer may involve a habit, boundaries, or conversation, or act of service. In the professional life, it may involve documentation, the constant difference, the teamwork, the adequate listening. In the community life, it may involve education, inclusion, distraction, or responsible the stewardship. But we have a three-part goal. What is the goal? Not to create rigorous labor for everyday values practice. But the biblical values, the same motive, relationship, and the decision is observed the way. So this Bible say they want more observation for each part. They respect the part, the symbol, and then they have the capacity and then the strong point with the interpretive. The responsibility requires important question. The Leviticus command should not be the treat direct modern medical instruction. This instruction protects both biblical interpretation and then professional belief, especially when the scriptures discuss in the healthcare, counseling, or wellness setting. So we studied Leviticus, the how more sometimes treat medical diagnosis, or sometimes counseling, or sometimes we have life coaching, and then some encourage people, but we have to more keep the boundaries. We don't have a license, so we just we see, and then we have to more the passive or active. We have some encourage people with apply our cultures. So we have to keep the boundary, okay? No diagnosis, and then no the take medicine or prescription from the specialist. This like right. So the introduction to Leviticus, the word over essence Israel. So today we may focus on Israel, the environment, and compares we are the modern life. The word over essence Israel is best understood within its large biblical story rather than an isolated rule. The Israel develops within the ancient year Eastern world over tribal identity, confidence or architecture was a secretary or kinship. The Leviticus stories express how the contrast practice, so the readers repeatedly move from what Israel they believe about God, how Israel expects worship, relate, work, the less, and the care for current life. This kind of the story the focus of today. We see the for contemporary whole person, when it's historical audience prevent modern aspiration from being put at the background is its task. The valuable this approach is that it keep the spiritual formation, the connect the embodied life. The health is not reduced to biology alone, and the spiritual is not reduced to private belief alone. The both have the conscious relation, the hobby, the relationship, responsibility, or community, and the purpose. The responsible living also requires an important question. Actions categories should be understood on their own term before completion in the modern category. This distraction forecast both biblical interpretation and professional ethics, especially when the scripture is discussed healthcare, the counseling, or religious setting. Okay. Here, the patriarchs Egypt, the which side to move to the Egypt. So from the patriarch to Egypt, the best understood within the larger biblical story, rather than as an isolated rule. The Bible story moved from Abraham, the Isaac, and then Jacob to the Joseph, and then duration of Jacob's family in the Egypt. You know, right? The background of Egypt, right? The Abraham, then the Joseph, some the Jacob. So Leviticus therapy is spread to the concrete practice. So the leaders repeatedly move from the what Israel believe about God and how Israel is expected to worship, relate to work, and that's to care for community life. Here. The complementary whole person, well, identity can be shaped pattern over responsibility, belonging, and long-term behaviors. It's not soft the event, it's a long-term behavior to make a habit, and then they follow rule with cultures. The value of this approach that keeps spiritual formation, the connected or embodied life, the health is not reduced to biology alone, and the spiritual is not reduced to private belief alone, but a conscious relation to a habit, relationship, responsibility, or community, and a purpose. The Exodus and then deliverance. The Exodus or deliverance best understood with its large biblical story, rather than as an isolated rule. It says that liberation from Egyptian slavery becomes the defining act of pursuit, Sinai, and the Leviticus. In the Leviticus stories, express the concrete pursuit, so the leaders literally move from what Israel believe about God to how Israel expect to worship, daily work, relaxed care, community life. the same thing. The Israel and then Egypt. Here, the final years, the responsible readings also require important question. The spiritual freedom should not be confused with the freedom from every social or clinical limitation. And this legislation protects for biblical interpretation and professional ethics, especially when the scripture is the discourse, healthcare, the counseling, or religious setting. The Israel in the wilderness. The Israel, do you know Israel the background? You imagine how do you learn the Bible, right? The church. So Israel, the background. So what is maybe you imagine what is Israel the agreement or some the life, the compare modern life? You know Israel the background.
Which
You
one?
can imagine. Well, they Israel people, they the lifestyle, and then the Catholic, and then they will rule, and also they have some eating, and they make some the fellowship or worship. You can explain just a couple minutes.
Which one?
Israel.
The Israel. The city of Israel is the borders. Everything is a Muslim country.
Yes.
Yeah, but because of Israel and the family of Jacob, right?
Yes.
And his children, because his name became Israel. So, in spite of the what they call this, the fight against the Muslim and people of the Christian in the people who believe God.
Yeah, they have the very screen time, but later it's less life. But they not forward. They want back to the Israel too, right? The whole life. Okay.
So that's why even though they want to be captured by the Muslim countries, Israel, but still Israel still strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even the life before, right, when
Yes.
they were on the bondage of from the King Pharaoh, they were slaves, became slaves for how many years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when Moses led the Israelites to get out from the Egypt also.
Okay, thank you. So I want to describe the Israel in the wilderness. So history explained the background, and then you have the Bible wisdom. So we see it's more that they more detailedly they have the discovered. Israel in the wilderness is the best understood within its large Bible story rather than an isolated rule. The wilderness is a setting of security, uncertainty, and the dependence and conflicts and the formation. In Leviticus therapy, is better taught the concrete practice, so the leaders deeply move from the what Israel believe about God or how Israel expect to worship, relate to work, and the rest to care for current life. And interpretive lens, especially useful when studying Israel in the wilderness, the students should ask what problem or needed the biblical practice to address, what is limited about God and then convenient life, and how is promoted Israel in the community. Those questions slow down interpretation and make room for learners. They also help to discuss the endings, morals, or spiritual, the principle from the practice that belong especially to Israel, religious or social and historical setting. This more explained both country and this community. The practical lens, then how the principle can be embodied without overstating the task. In functional formation, the answers may be involved habit, boundary, or conversation, or act of service. In professional life, it may be involve documentation or consultant, reference or teamwork, and ethical discipline. But in community life, maybe involve education or the administration, inclusion, or responsible stewardship. But goal is someone not to create or release Bible for every religious practice, but to net Bible value to shape the motive and relationship and the decision in the observable way. The reflection, how might this principle influence our health care and ministry or education or leadership setting? So the purpose of this story we will pick up. The Sinai and the convenience. The Sinai and the covenant is best understood within larger biblical story rather than the isolated rule. As the Sinai, Israel received or covenant identity or parents or communist life. In the biblical story, it is expressed to concrete practice. So the leaders repeatedly move from what Israel believed about God, how Israel expected to worship, relate to work, less than the care for community life. So all part they repeat. The curse they make to show that. So each part they same word, right? So we have to why to repeat because the curse they make a rule, and then each part they more repeat. It's very important. So our modern life, we have to follow the curse, the little strict life, because so many people freedom, right? Everything is free and easy. The Christian or what kind of any kind of religious people, they want easy way, not straight work. They not in center of life. They have to easy. So we have the modern people. We have to follow this one. Okay. The central principle on this page is the covenant join, privilege or responsibility. This principle does not depend on turning and accident practice in the modern clinical protocols. The instead invite careful interpretation, the person's identity, original covenant setting, then to clarify the protocol's purpose, and only then ask what kind of paper the contemporary application might look like. The me, this is the Leviticus isolate law, and then the modern life very different, and also it's not easy. The follow this how we call the Bible story, but we have to study today why this one Bible story. Maybe we have to more be carefully listen, and then we have to learn. It's a long time ago, 1,000 years ago, they make the Bible, and because they know that they have to work with the guideline. So the whole person, by the praise to the God, so we have to follow this rule. It's not easy, but we have to more the situation. We have to live the Christian life. So here's the four contemporaries, four-person values. The values means the inner beauty and the spiritual, the emotion, the physical life, everything is the ultimate health. It's a value, so whole person. The covenant joint project is a responsibility. This principle does not depend on the turning and accidental practice in the modern clinical protocol. Instead, invite careful interpretation, the first identity, the original covenant setting, that clarity the theoretical purpose, and only then ask painful contemporary application might look like. Or practical lens, then ask how the principle can be embodied without overspreading the task. In the personal formation, the answer may be involve a habit, the boundary or conversation, or act of service. In professional life, it may be involved documentation of confidence, methods, and teamwork or ethical discipline. In community life, may be involved education, encouragement, inspiration, or responsible or stewardship. So we have to join the community, and then it's not single, alone. We have to make a bridge of the people here. We have a classmate, right? So we just be listening and we talking, but we have teamwork, maybe presentation, something. We have to together. We have to make some mood, and then also we have the cooperation together, the combination. So each party have strong point, lesser point, right? So we have to together. The motivation, and then give the teaching, and then support. So we have the integrative position, and also this value, the shape, the motive, the relationship, and then decision in the observed way. So it's a very important to more join to the community, and we make the teamwork, and then also the group. The tabernacle for divine presence. The tabernacle and then divine presence is best understood in a large biblical story rather than as an isolated rule. The tabernacle represents God's dwellings among the people and provides the setting for Leviticus. In the Leviticus theory is first taught the concrete practice so that leaders literally move from what Israel believe about God to how Israel expected worship and relate toward less and care for the community life. The central principle on the page is the presence of God organizing Israel community life. This principle does not depend on turning excellent practice in the modern clinical protocol. Instead, it invites careful interpretation. First, identity the original covenant setting. They clarify the theoretical purpose and only damage to what paper contemporary application might produce life. Here. Okay, the purpose and then structure of Leviticus. The purpose and then structure of Leviticus is best understood within large Leviticus story rather than as isolated rule. Leviticus moved from the operating priesthood, purity, atonement, the holidays, the festival, and the covenant life. In the Leviticus theory, it is spirit taught concrete practice, so the leaders literally move from what Israel believe about God, how Israel expect worship, relate to work, and care for community life. We see the textbook.
Marlai is here. Marlai.
Malay?
Yeah. Joy.
Oh, Joy is not coming. Joy is not coming.
My goodness. Young, lazy. Joy is not coming.
Okay, page we see. Page 100. One page here.
100?
Yeah, 100. One page. The finals. The biblical lifestyle and the whole personal readiness.
Stress management?
101 page.
Or 101?
Yeah, one page. It's a readable correctly here.
Spiritual purpose?
Yeah, 101 page. The spiritual growth. Yeah, you have a textbook, right? Yeah, please reading. Okay, who's you're reading? 101 page, the spiritual growth.
Oh, it's a new one, right?
Yeah, reading.
Oh, it's very interesting.
101 page. 101 page. 101 page spiritual growth.
Oh, this one is,
Hmm?
I need a new one.
You see a new one? What's that? You can see the front.
Is this it?
No, different. It's a background over the Bible.
Oh, I need to get a new one.
Yeah. Do you have? Yeah. You can see 101 page.
Oh,
Yeah, you can read it, please. Read.
Read it.
Yes.
Spiritual growth is the best understood within the largest biblical story rather than as an isolated groups. Spiritual formation contains prayer, scripture, worship, service, community, and chapel. In the differences, theology is expressed through concrete context, so the reader repeatedly moves from the what believes about God to how also is effective worship, relate, work, rest, and care for community life.
Yeah, keep going.
Huh?
Keep going.
The essential principle on this page is memory is demonstrated through transformer values and behavior. This principle does not depend on turning an answer products into modern chemical political. Instead, invite us carefully interpreting first identity for original concordance, setting clarify the theology purpose, and only then ask for what faithful contemporary application might look like.
Okay. Other person?
I don't have,
You don't.
it's my old, I have.
No.
Yeah.
You ask the front desk. Okay.
Okay, it's free,
Yes.
free?
No. We have to buy.
$30.
We have. How much?
$30.
Yeah. We had to buy the textbook. We had to sign, and then later we got the middle wisdom or final exam. We're not using this homework and the essay, so you have to buy the most everything. Okay. For contemporaries, whole person values, the student can choose conscience, discover or support the meaning, hope in the humanity and the purpose. The value of our approach is that keep the spiritual formation, the connected the embodied life. Hence, it's not reduced the Bible alone, the spiritual is not reduced the private belief alone. The both conscious relation to habit, the relationship or responsibility or community or the purpose. The interactive lens is especially useful when studying spiritual goal. The students should be asked what problems the leader Bible practice address, what is the deliverance about God in the community's life, and how the informally decide the community. Those questions the slow down interpretation and make room for nuance. They also have discussion enduring morals or spiritual principle from practice that began so especially inside the literature, the social or historical setting. The practical lens then asks how the principle can be embodied without overstating the past. In personal information, the lenses may be involved habits, the boundaries, conversation, or act of service. In personal life, it may be involved documentation, the constant, default, teamwork, or ethical discipline. In community life, it may be involved education, inclusion, distraction, and responsible stewardship. The goal is someone not to create a rigorous level for everyone's practice, but to let biblical values to shape motive, relationship, and then decision in the observed way. Okay. And then the human polishing, the 130 page.
Follow one?
Yeah.
Which one?
130. 130 is the human polishing, and 104.
104?
Yeah, 104 lifestyle, medicine, and the integrative values. lifestyle medicine and the integrative medicine values is best understood within the larger biblical story rather than as its isolated rule. Lifestyle medicine emphasizes evidence-based behaviors, while the integrative values considers the coordinate whole person cares. In Leviticus theories express thought considers the practice so that leaders differently move from what Israel believe about God, how Israel is path to worship and relate to work, rest and care for community life. So each part we have the one list and the timing. You see the we have a syllabus. We see syllabus.
We
The syllabus, the course description. This course provides a comprehensive introduction to the historical, the cultural, religious, or geographical, and the laboratory background of our Bible. And students examine the world in which the Old and the New Testament developed. It particularly attention to ancient Israel and Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the ancient Near East, Jewish, and the Greco-Roman world. So with each part, the cultural relation and the modern life, the course also includes the penetration the Leviticus, including convenience, holy ritual, quality, food, worship, the community, and then the scale time. The course objective. So we learned one week now. We have four parts. Leviticus for modern integrated medicine. Why Leviticus for modern integrated medicine? Why study Leviticus today? The purpose and the structure of Leviticus, introduction and then definition. So we see the syllabus more summary, right? Why we study and then what kind of study every week. So course objective, look at that here. Discover the historical and then cultural word of the Bible. Explain measures provide our Old and the New Testament history. Identity influence geographical regions associated or biblical event. Understand the major accident their Western influence were surrounding Israel, and explain the convenience law, priest, the purity and the holiness in the Bible context, and disclose historical biblical meaning from modern application. Analyze major from our biblical lectures. Apply biblical backgrounds, knowledge, the dispensable interpretation. And relate Bible principle to contemporary ministry and human approaching, and develop its integrated approach to spiritual faith areas in the daily life. So we can try apply to my modern life. Okay, 10 weeks course schedule. So today's one, introduction to why biblical background matters, the Bible's history and geography, archaeology, the scripture, the historical and the cultural context, responsible interpretation. So we see page 14. What the Ericus safeguards dictionary when applying this method today, you see. And put 15th readings, Leviticus. Okay. Readings, Leviticus 1. It's best understood within its larger biblical story rather than as an isolated rule. The opening chapter presents the bonus, the opening as the Catholic orders act of worship and then atonement. In Leviticus, theories express thought, concrete practice, so that the leaders literally move from what Israel believe about God, how Israel expect to worship and relate to work, rest, and care for community life. Here, The central principle on this page, worship, involve, surrender, and the intentional commit. This principle does not depend on turning essence of practice in the modern clinical protocol. Instead, you are invited to careful interpretation, personality, original convenience settings, then clarify the critical's purpose, and only that ask what the paper's contemporary application might look like. And here, the practitioner lens then asks how the principle can be embodied without outstanding the task oversetting. In the personal formation, the answer may be involve habit, boundaries, conversation, act of service. In personal life, professional life is maybe involved documentation, the consonant, different, teamwork, vertical literature. And community life is maybe involved education, inclusion, distribution, or responsible solution. The goal is not to create English label for everybody's practice, but to let biblical values the same motive, relationship, or decision in the overall way. So here, depression, how could you explain this concept of patient? The students were congruent with confident theology of medicine. During Leviticus 2, Leviticus 2 is best understood within the larger biblical story, rather than say the isolated rule. The great offering, we have the two kind of offering, right? We have the first, the burnt offering. The second, the great offering, links worship either ordinary products over creatures, labors, and provision. In the Leviticus theory, expressed thought, concrete practice, so that leaders repeat move from the what Israel believe about, that how Israel expect to worship in the later work, less and careful community life. The central principle in this page, great love can transform ordinary work into a meaningful stewardship. This principle does not depend on turning accident practice into modern clinical protocol. Instead, it invites careful interpretation, personal identity, the original convenience setting that clarify the theoretical purpose only when them ask what the paper the contemporary application might look like. So it's quite all kind. They have some the parallel, the repetition word because we have the background of the Bible, because the internal medicine, but we have the isolate rule. So repeat. So we have to more apply the modern life, very strict, and then sometimes we have to more the confusing. So how can I do? I have to choice my modern life is good, but we focus the Bible, it's not that. So we are confusing. So this because the rule is the focus is not the strict isolated rule is the Bible. We have to try to more background of our modern life. We have to follow what say the God story, what's God's view, right? So we have to follow the guideline for the God because God created me, God created the world. So they make a rule. So we have to follow, but different age, right? Different age, and then we have to different environment and the separation, right? Yeah, situation. So we have to more balance. Okay. Here, okay. Week 1, iteration and the deflation. Week 1, the iteration deflation is best understood within large Bible story rather than as an isolated rule. The first week connected Exodus convenience, theoretical to worship and then identity as a foundation for the rest of our course. So try to we see why the Leviticus modern integrated medicine And why study look at today and the word over ancient Israel and from the patriarch of Egypt, the Exodus was deliverance, Israel in the wilderness, the Sinai and the covenants or tabernacle of the divine presence, and the purpose and then switch over Leviticus and leading Leviticus 1 and the leading Leviticus 2 and with the iteration, the definition. So today so we have to very simply we summarize this one. We have to make a foundation of our Leviticus the Bible story. And then second is we have to part. It's a more how can we apply it in the modern life? It's a more useful. Okay, so this is first week the repeat and then the part explain. Okay, today's subject I want to try to this one discover very simple what is repeat because we have some law, right? We have the America here. We America have the law. The Philippines have a law. Korean have a law. We repeat, right? But we have the part little difference, but the detailing, but have the formalities they have the same. The repeat. So we have to understand why the same the story, why the little couple word are different and where 80% the same thing because we make the foundation. It's a law. So I like the Genesis, maybe Genesis with the foundation of God, right? And then they so the rule. So you have to do because you are my son, daughter. You have to keep this rule more your heart, and then more you can more the strong inside the son or daughters, and then the word. So this one is with the foundation. The weak word intonation and depletion is best understood within the larger Bible story rather than as an isolated rule. The first week connects Exodus to a covenant, the tabernacle worship, and identity as the foundation for rest of our cause. It's a Leviticus theory is expressed toward concrete practice. So let us literally move from what Israel believe about God to how Israel expect worship. Let the work less than the careful community life. Okay, so we have 10 kind of subjects. We make the part of the story. I give the little the Googles. I show you something. We have a short. Okay, we see the movie the 10 minutes. No, okay, try it.
A set of strange rules, sacrifices that are no longer made, and names difficult to pronounce. But what would happen if we told you that in these
That
pages
was the temples.
is the
This is
map
a
that
not
God
stable
has drawn
movement.
for human beings?
The
to be
modern
able to
church
walk
we have
beside
stable.
Him?
They have the
Have you
time.
ever felt dirty inside? You have wandered away from God, and you do not know how to return. You feel a sense of guilt that you do not know how to get rid of. You have wounds that not even time has been able to heal. So this story is for you.
The terms of the divine presence,
This is not a
the
book of
Islamic
rules.
confidence,
It is a message of hope. It is
the
God
miracles
saying,
about the message,
Even though
the
you
Bible
are
story
unclean.
in the God.
I still want you to be close to me. Even though you have failed, I have prepared a way for your return. In this story, you will discover that there is a place where forgiveness is possible. There is an altar that burns day and night for you. That holiness is not a burden, but a gift. That every detail, every symbol, every law points to one thing: to live again in the presence of God. Do not turn off this video, because what you are about to hear can change the way you see God and the way you see yourself. Welcome to the complete story of the book of Leviticus, as you have never been told before. Before starting, I ask you something very special. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any story like this.
Okay, so if you have a chance, I will do homework. So homework, you have the movie, any kind of movie in YouTube, the Leviticus, the story, you see, okay? The more, maybe 10 minutes or the 30 minutes is fine, okay? The homework, okay? Okay, here we see Thomas Holis the speak to whole congregation of Israel and tell them, by holy because I the Lord your God the holy. The Leviticus 19:2, the summary. Leviticus outlines the law and then tradition given by God to Israelite to Moses, the focusing on the holy worship and then atonement. It details offerings, the priestly duties, dietary law, and the moral code, and emphasizing spirit and then sensitivity or life. The book uncovers God holy the leader for his people to live a upright word and righteousness. The title words, the book of Leviticus, divided name from Latin Leviticus, taken from the Greek Leviticus, meaning the parroting the Leviticus. The traditionalist scholars attribute to Bishop the Moses. This understanding is supported by the numerous difference in text God speaking directly in the Moses, including the very first verse. The historical context. Leviticus was written in the Israelite wars and the wilderness around the 5th century BC, following their exodus from Egypt and then establishment over conference Mount Sinai. The relatively more sad is the context of Lord's countries of tolerance with God delights among his people. So we see clay, right? So we see here the word will extend the Israel from Persia to Egypt, and the Exodus were dividends, and Israel in the wilderness, and the Sinai were covenants, and the covenants called the divine presence. The historical context. The Leviticus were writing as Israelites wandered in the wilderness around the 15th century BC, and excellence of purpose, the task addressed Israelite community, especially were Christian or Levites, guiding the them to worship and then sacrificial system. Israelites were all the Israelites were living in God holy people. The books outline the sacrifice, the privilege, and the moral guidelines for maintaining the relationship with our holy God. Generally and style, because the primarily legal task documenting law and then duration, it is writing in the framework instructional style and then optional word narrative element. Okay, here, let me see. Okay, read back to the Jesus story. What does her teach?
Yeah. All right. Hey Tim.
Hey, John.
We get to listen to some questions from people who've been following along
Yeah.
in the Torah movement series we did.
Yep.
Specifically around the Leviticus scroll.
Yeah.
So let's just get right into it and
Yep.
hear what people were processing.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear you respond.
Yep.
Okay.
So many great questions, as always.
And you have a homework, 2 seconds. You have time to visit our website. What does the Leviticus teach us about Jesus? So if you have time, your homework. Okay.
Good morning, classmate.
Morning, sir.
Hi, how are you?
We talked to the administrators also.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian talked to us, sir. That's why.
Okay. The gospel in the Leviticus.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. Yes, the background.
Ask the minister, sir. Isa lang the first ako yung present because it's 7:30.
Where's the joy? They're sleeping. Okay. You can see the screen. Do you get burgers down in the Leviticus? Are you able temporarily to skip over it to get more understandable the passage? For most of my life, Leviticus was just in the Old Testament book. I had to get towards my Bible reading the plan. The part of my testimony is even the involved the book of Leviticus spoken over long flattening way. Something before I came to Christ, I being the convert taught the Bible, I landed to Leviticus. The departing my view that the Bible wasn't delivered. So, Prime Minister, long time no see. What's your view over Leviticus? Mister?
Sir.
I have a question. I'm very happy you come here. Okay, today is the background of the Bible. The Leviticus for modern integrative medicine with 4 subjects. Watching your Leviticus, the Bible story. What's teaching from the God for our life? Your opinion. 10 minutes.
In Leviticus set? That
Yes, yeah.
The only thing the only verse I memorized in Leviticus is about about God reminding everyone to really give the tithes, because that is holy to God. In Leviticus 27:30, it says, "On the tithe of the land, whether the seed of the land and of the fruit of the tree belongs to God, it is holy unto Him. So we
Okay.
must give it Him, because we should not touch what is holy thing to the Lord."
Okay,
Yes,
good,
sir.
good. Yeah, good. How about you? Second, what's your opinion?
Me?
Yes.
Okay. So, same thing with regards to the burnt offering,
Yes.
and because it is really sacred to the Father Almighty, so it's not only material offerings or financial, but it should be our hearts and the soul and mind that will be the number one to offer to the Lord. So that's the teaching of and the book of Leviticus to the Israelites through Moses.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I learned.
Yeah, because the Bible story is not easy, right? Very hard. It's a modern, especially modern people, they want to follow this kind of very bold story and strict and natural rule, right? So some people stress, I want to enjoy some modern life, and then Christian want to study the Lucas the story to not eat or something. Yeah, you like food, right? Yeah, sometimes me too. Sometimes I want to try to follow the Bible directly. So God say you do not blah blah blah, do not blah blah blah. Yeah, I do every day. So I'm very seriously I'm the Christian, but sometimes I have to regret. Oh, Jesus, I have to regret today. I do something. I checked the lady, Lucas. It's wrong. So, but this Bible story want to know we have the balance. Yeah, this is the Bible story, and then we have the modern life. So we're not divine. We have to connect the bridge, right? So we have the balance of the modern life and then power and the background of our Israel, and also we have some the Lucas. So we have to understand that this is the situation, the age. But 21st century is a different way. Yeah, some of the similars, but we have to so different. So we have to confuse, but sometimes we have to see or more learn, the more we have more learn the Lucas, we can apply this modern life, the ultimate has a life, the special life, yeah, especially life, and the rule. So I show you more some the article. Lucas begin with the blood is growing. Every sin from the people, leaders or individual, intentional or unintentional, the major or minor, required killings of perfect animal that's scrapping and then spreading in this blood. Is correct? Yeah, correct, the blood. Yeah. Another priest jobs to more slaughtering animal, the splashing their blood, combining everything easily. I usually read my story over the Dodger passages and occasionally records if I pictures what's really happening. If it's horrifying to read and then envisions, it must have been overhealing for people who enters the tabernacles or the temples. The blood was the scriptures everywhere. Even the white linens garments over place where drenched is blue. They wear enters the sacred house to watch God, the honor over flowing blood. Would have been or vivid reminders of the seriousness of sin, their sin and the sin of others. Innocent and more perfect animals killed because what the people had done wrong. As they watch it, they know they wage over their sins or death. Romans 6:23, and that is everything was purposed by blood. Without shedding our blood, there would be the forgiveness of sin. Hebrews 9:1. Is it correct? You agree? You understand, right? You can imagine here. The Spurgeon said, when someone puts his bird over his goat, his lamb, and put his hand on it, knowing that the poor creature must die, he just encourages that he himself deserves death. The victims fell in the dust, the screaming, the bleeding, dying. The opponents confessed that was what is deserved. The person stood there and then said, "That is me, that is the fate I deserve." When his worship was like Miller's person and not mere formless, he stood here, it is I, and then pride is our heart, and that is mine. I will give you the episode. I saw the little YouTuber, the shop. One farmers have a cow, but a long time ago, the Israel episode, they have two cows, maybe two twin cows, very good ceremony. They're powerful. God got a blessing. They have the twin, the cow, the delivery again. So the farmers pray for the God. Please give me the twin cow every day. every day quiet time, Bible study, the pray for God. Please give me the twin cow. Because the village, the custom, they have the twin cow, very blessing the ceremony. So God give the farmers 2 cow, and the farmer, they feed the 2 cow, and the more bigger. And the program, he told the God, pray for God, please you give me 2 cow, I give to you, the God. But she changed mind, because every day the feeders cow, the summer baby, and they make a big cow. The God upset. Why you not keep my promise? You told me I give the 2 cow for you. You return to me, but you don't, because farmer want to make money. But suddenly have some happening. 1 cow is dying. The farmers is sad, and they say,
Farmers.
yeah, farmers. Let's say the farmers. Let's say the farmer car. 1 cow, he have 2 cow, 2, but 1 cow die, and then talk to God. What to say? It's actually nonsense. You don't know what to say. You have 2. You are farmer, for example. I'm God.
Asking replacement to the dead cow.
Yes. The farmers talk to the God, please return to you. Yeah, so human, everybody have more something believe and they make it, want to make it more. So usually people want to pray for the God. If I do something, I give to your God. No. If you give me something, I give to you some. The deal is contract. No prayer for, right?
Symbiosis.
Yeah, device, yeah. It's not business, right? How about you? You have some experience? Please give me God, give me something. I do that, or I give you something. I give to you.
Yeah.
What's yours? You have a share.
I was sick during the COVID.
COVID. Okay.
COVID-19. Then it was so severe. Almost hospitalized. And then I asked the Father Almighty to heal me. Then I will offer my life to be used for His glory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, almost 7 years passed. Now, student, you are same the story in the prayer for the God. How about you? Did it very different or same value? 7 years ago, you prayed for the God, right? COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, almost we passed the
COVID.
COVID-19 7. So your value same the before 7 years ago, and then now the same the value.
Yeah,
or
yeah. The more. The more.
Okay, well, your success. How about the ministry? You have experience? Yeah.
That's actually question. First, sir, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Quality.
Okay, yeah.
Ano?
Ano the experience mo na nakipag-bargain ka sa amahan?
Experience about the bargain.
Hindi, yung parang ano ba hinihingi mo sa amahan, nagbibigay niya para lang meron ka talaga i-promise ba?
Yeah, sure. Casually. Yeah. So share.
It is about my mom. So
Okay.
my mom got sick, and then I asked the Father and the Lord, so just heal my mom. Then I will serve you faithfully, and if it's really happened,
No.
then God healed my mom completely.
Okay. So your mom is in recovery, and then now your religion more value, the same. How about you?
Oh, there's a lot, but I cannot enumerate all.
Okay.
I still have one experience when I was still younger at the time. I was like 6 years old at the time. When my parents, my father was in the hospital for high blood. And then, but that time we are started already invited to the church. But my father, because is not so, is not like a religious man, so he's keep on doing the vices. But that time, like 12 midnight, the doctor said that your father will be like few hours and he will be gone. But at that night, before we left for the hospital, my father made like a promise. He said that I still remember that time, and he told my mother that if he can heal it in the hospital, then he will serve God. But like 1 hour when we left the hospital, his hypertension, everything got normal. So yeah, and the time when we go back to the hospital, he's back to normal. So now he's serving the Almighty Father.
Okay. Anybody more? Hello. Hello.
When I was like 10 years old, I almost died because I the snake bit me. And then not me, I prayed with my father. So my father prayed for me, and then he said that he will offer to God if I be alive.
Good.
And I was alive.
Okay.
It's
That's one.
it's a miracle.
That's one. Yeah.
We have Sama ka Cinderella. We have this small business in the Philippines. MOV yun. DOH. Then we have the team, and we have we work, every one of us. The thing was, they took me out. They took out my name from that group, but I still give my service, and I said to God that it's okay that I don't have a name in there, as long as you bless our team, our business as a group. And then God made it's really true that if you will just commit for the propagation of the team, even if you don't have your name or they don't recognize you, and the Father see your heart that you're sincere. So the Father blessed me. It was through me the team got so blessed, but I always give back the glory to God that it's not really my strength and my ability. It's just that God uses me as a tool for that team. Yeah, praise the Father.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you have a good experience. Also, I have the experience. 3 years ago, my dad passed away, but my dad stayed at IOU. But my brothers called me. Dad is some needed surgery with maybe after a couple of days, my recovery. But suddenly they have some big issue. So he told me he want to come in Korea. So we call again. Maybe my dad tonight, maybe dangerous, maybe final stay. So I pray for my God, because the LA to Korea 13 hours, right? The 13 hours flight. So almost maybe 20 hours we have spent time. So please God, I want to say with my God, because I want to say to my God, my dad, I love dad. It's because my dad is not Christian. So I want to pass the message to the God. I know it's almost final stage, but I want to try to my dad, my message for God. So amen, maybe it's good, right? So I pray for, please God, the save my dad until my arrival in Korea, in the hospital. please, if you give me service my dad, no longer, only just couple days, 24 hours, I give to my Lord, give to you. And I arrived to Korea 48 hours after I give to the message from the God, my dad, and passed away. So I'm very happy. I'm very sad. It's my dad passed away, but my dad's waiting for me, and God give a chance, timeline, right? So because I want to give to some Bible the story to my dad. My dad's cross eye, and then but he can't speak, but listen, and can't move something. That I talk to my dad. You say Amen, maybe you can move the Amen. So he trying to move into the big terms Amen. So he have Christian right before the passed away, right? So I'm very happy. That maybe my dad, the heaven, he show me every time that he loved me, and so I have a good memory. So God bless me, so God bless my dad. So everybody have the experience, the different but similar. So you have to keep the memory during your lifespan. So you don't know you are when die, whenever have passed away, but we don't know what kind of way. It's maybe peaceful death in the home, or injury hospital, or pre-living, we don't know. But at least God know that God give creation, your body, whole body, and spiritual and the inner, the physical, everything. So just your stay, the request, the law, and the boundary of God, we have sex, and we have joy, and we recover the we have the responsibility and our moral life, the lifespan, and we keep the boundary over the garden. We have to back to garden, right? Back to Eden, before Genesis, right? So we make a broke system. So we have to back to God before creation day. So very especially the request, they say the message. The Lucas 16 help us to see how Christ God atoned for our sin and then carried them away, allowing the earth to stand righteous before God and directed us to Him. Romans 5:1-2. On the way they were autonomous, but worse, scriptural for them, sin over priests that two gods for sin over people. On God was killed. It's blood, the sacrifice or the sins of people, making the atonement for their sin. The other gods carry away their inquiries to desolate land, so their sins were carried away into oblivion. They are remembered by God no more. You understand, right? We have two gods. So we make some apply. We have two faces, right? Inside, outside. So we have to keep inside the more powerful and Christ and then Jesus' heart. And we have an action appear to front of other people. The same is a big Christian value in the picture of God, right? Because God wants the same inside, outside. But we have two faces. Right? It's correct? How about you? Your same picture, your inside picture and the outside picture appearance the people who are alone, you by yourself, the same.
Well, in that case, it depends because of course, it depends meaning the environment. Because sometimes you have to sometimes you encounter circumstances or people that can offend you, and you cannot just react against them. So you have to deep inside you got mad already, but then of course you cannot display that because you are displaying the fruit of the spirit, right? So
Yes.
that's what I mean.
Yeah, good. Military? How about you?
Sir.
You understand?
Two faces.
Oh.
We have two faces, inside and outside. So what is your reaction? That's why I told him it's ano, case to case basis ba?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to display our even you get mad of that person, but of course because you are child of God, you cannot display your anger,
Yes.
but you have to display your
Yeah.
fruit of the
Your
spirit.
temperance.
Yeah, for example, we all on, we not shake everything, maybe
Yeah.
this girl, but we be dating or somebody outside, we have to make it charming and
Uh-huh.
more sweet, right? The
Yeah.
same. Yes or no? How about your the home and the outside, your spirit and the emotion and your character or moisture? What's different? Alone and the appearance.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the important, the inside or the outside?
Of course inside because the mouth speaketh, the
Yeah,
mouth
inside
ang
more,
the
yeah.
heart.
Because sometimes you're happy and then inside.
Okay, don't forget Edlin. Don't forget Edlin that our heart and mind is the seat of governance of the devil and the Father Almighty.
That's right. Yeah, that's
So
right.
you have to control your emotion and your mind.
How about your try your how about your life experience?
Salvation of the devil.
You have to pray.
Ikaw niya kasi sir.
How about ministry? Yeah.
Sir, as far as I know, what is controlling us, there are two spirits, right? The
Yes.
spirit of God and the spirit of the devil.
Yes.
If you are not yet born again in the spirit, you're controlled by the spirit of the devil. So what is inside will also become the outside. So you cannot control all the fruits of the flesh will be displayed as Galatians 5:19. But when you are born again in the spirit, you have now the new spirit within. That's why you're called born again. So you can now manage yourself. Before you can be you can be angry right away or whatever situation, but now you connect everything to God.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
consider
control God.
yourself.
Mhm.
No, is this the will of God? Is this the will of God? No?
Mhm.
So you can what you call this? You can control because you have the fruit of the spirit already.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Like that.
You can go home. Okay. Yes, I mean, yeah. So you guys, I'm agree with your opinion. Yeah. Okay. God, Jesus died for us. Listen, Jesus died for us so that His blood would cover our sin. Correct? Agree? And as we see from the scripture, our sin was carried away. Not only that, but we also stand before God as righteous, just as Christ does. Yes, right? So you have to work. Yeah, you can do everything by yourself. The emotionally is the inside, my Christ. But you have to make it do respect Jesus first. There's no problem. No fears, no injury, no work, right? Yes or no? We have to do everything. Just ask, just do respect Jesus church. It's not mine. Jesus do, we say, we follow, do. Yes, no. How about you? Just as Christ does. The Jesus died for us, so that the blood would cover our sin. And our sin, the power away, because the Jesus saved our sin. So if you want something to do, you have to do just Christ to do.
Faith.
Yeah, faith, right? The blood separate from the perfect animals were made literally because like us, our life, the people sin is literally our sin literally, right? Today we do something mistake and sin, and then Jesus, sorry, I do mistake and sin, and then regret tomorrow again, repeat. It's good or
Not
sin
good.
already the sin every day, because some people argue one Christian he didn't mistake anything, no sin. He's a more perfect Christian, while other people that make sin, degrade the sin, degrade is an unexpected, unperfect Christian. What is the more best to Christian? A or B? One person, they did nothing, anything. Make no sin, no mistake, perfect. And the second person, sin, made sin, defeat, regret, the sin, the regret. Which is the more best for the gods? God, daughter, or son? A or B?
A.
A? B?
Yeah.
B.
A.
B.
Because the B person is keep on asking forgiveness, but is still repeating the sin.
But
So-
God came here for the
But the
sinners.
sin, the morning, they sin, after evening, make a regret. Sorry, God, I don't want to know more the sin, but let's stay the same thing and regret.
Because if it is based in the Bible, if you already ask forgiveness to the Father Almighty, you have to refrain from sinning already. You can commit mistake, but it's not a sin. It shouldn't be a sin.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the A is
How
doing
is it?
nothing. A is doing nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Doing nothing wrong, is that what you mean, sir? Or doing nothing at all?
Doing nothing at all.
not or anything. One person.
It's like robot, sir. Robot.
Why?
That's not.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, so robot. The one is a robot. Nothing good.
Nothing, yeah.
Robot.
Because
No one of them is good.
according to Romans 3:23, for all have sinned and come
Come
short
short
of the
of the
glory
glory
of
of
God. So it means that
That's
all
right.
people is a sinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
if you repent and
Uh-huh.
ask forgiveness to God, that's the best thing.
But that's not the topic, eh. The topic is the first person is doing nothing like a robot, and the other one is keep on sinning, even he is asking forgiveness every day.
Yes.
So no one of them is good.
Yeah, so one is a robot. Nothing to no spirit.
No one of them is
There's
good, sir.
no, maybe no battery, right? Nothing to anything. But the human side, the second, we don't know. This is, I do something good for other people. I do the donation or something do. But God view is sin. Maybe for example,
Because God says there is always a cut-off time. There is
Okay.
an ending of everything.
okay. For example, I want to help the homeless. Okay. I want the donation or volunteer the homeless. God, I want to go to casino, make money, or lottery. Please give me money. I want the homeless. The sin or also good my kid. How about it?
Again, sir, please.
I want help the homeless, right? The poor people, the street people. I want to help.
Pero gusto niya manalo.
But I don't have money. So I want to go casino, play game. I want to make money.
Oh,
Or I'm lottery.
lottery, like for
Yeah,
example,
lottery.
gambling.
Yeah, so please give me money. I want help the poor people, street people. It's God view. Okay, it's my good kid. Or you have a sin. How about you? How about you?
Because gambling is not good because it teaches people to become lazy, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So then, if you gamble just to help other people who are poor, then you know God's will then you're making a sin. Because in James 4:17 says, if you know that it is a sin and you commit it, it is already a sin.
Okay.
So you're, of course, the people who receive that donation or the help, they did not commit sin, but the person who gambled for them committed sin alone.
Okay. How about the ministry? Your opinion?
Ministro na.
I-validate mo.
Validate
Yeah.
minister.
I-validate mo.
Answer the question then.
Patay ka ka.
He not listen. He can put it already stuck.
Gusto ka mo tabang sa pobre,
Ah,
hindi mo
gambol ka ba?
sugal ka.
Tapos yung panalo mo,
Tama
ibigay mo
ba
sa
na siya?
kanila.
Nga kayo, ano ka kang lazy.
Di ba? Uy, hindi mo kalimutan yung sinabi ni Sir.
Yeah, depends maybe.
Uy, hindi ka compromise.
No, if it takes for, if it
For
takes
example, okay, more detail. Purpose. I want to help the homeless people, so I have to gambling, or I just relax and the vacation. I visit the casino in the family, but I win the money, so I want to give the donation for the homeless.
So if I was the homeless and I am a Christian and
Okay.
I don't believe and I don't like all the gambling and
The
all of
tradition.
that stuff, and somebody gave me and that money came from the gamble
Okay.
and I didn't know it,
Uh-huh.
it's okay. But
Okay.
in the eyes of God, it's not really good.
Okay.
Because
No, you are not accountable actually.
You are not
If you
accountable
don't know the
as-
source of that money,
as a
even if
homeless.
it's even the giver is a thief, we are not accountable.
Because
The
you
one,
don't
the only
know.
one accountable is the thief. That's the meaning in the
Okay.
Bible.
I'm homeless, and then we are passing the street. So I talk to you. Please give me $5. I'm homeless, but you want to give me $5, or oh no, I'm not giving you money for me. Why? I give you $5. Maybe you buy the drug, something, or gambling. How about your opinion? When
just
you have a
for-
situation.
just for him to survive, I'll give. But if I will see him like actual like smoking or drinking liquor, I won't.
What I can say that, sir, is that one of the teaching that we learn also is that do not only give fish to the person, but teach him how to fish. Because some of those people, they're just they're just depending of the things that they can get, no? But they don't strive to learn how to
Help
support
themselves.
themselves.
Okay.
So there's also a lesson with that you must be wise in helping those people.
Yes.
And they should know how to
To work.
work. No? Because if you keep on helping,
Yeah.
they're lazy. They become lazy, and then they just ask
Depends.
something.
Yeah, the God says you help other people, no condition, right?
Yeah,
no
condition.
Yeah, it's very very important. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Don't figure out no, with a no. Just give the hand, and the second hand is the two. But some people want to really hungry to scream, so you want to buy food. But I don't care. Maybe I give the money. Maybe you buy the drug. No, no more. The God wants the no conditional.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important. Yeah. So please gambling and give to me. Okay. No sin. Okay. Spurgeon says we should be horrified for indeed sin or things to share and it's the death of Jesus. It's not matters to be treated lightly. It was God intended to awaken the people a great digest of sin by making them see that it could only be put away by suffering and death. In the tabernacle, in the blindness, almost everything was sanctified by blood. The blood was to be seen everywhere. So that's the point. The curse and we see the articles. So we have 4 subjects. Why request for modern integrated medicine? Why study request today? The purpose and the structure of our request, and duration and then definition. Okay, so today we study the foundation of our request. The next week is more details and more useful. But today it's very boring because too much repeat each part because of the foundation. Yeah, but the second week